Well, we've got a lot of ways we can go. We could talk about Santa who got stuck in midair by his beard for 40 minutes. This is in London. He was making his grand entrance in a mall in the United Kingdom, but he you know how everybody tries to make it, hey, let's bring Santa in some really cool new way. I know, let's suspend him by cables and have him float through the air down to his... Really? That doesn't sound like a good idea in the mall.
Oops.
So, yeah, oops, indeed. He became tangled in the cabling.
Oh, man, that had to hurt.
Oh, yeah. And then he got stuck. The cabling got stuck in his beard. But his beard was a fake one. And weren't we just talking about this the other day? That when I was a kid, Santa sucked.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really bad.
Sucked.
Yeah, really bad. And now you go to any mall almost, and Santa's helpers, they have actual beards, like the real Santa does. But the ones when we were growing up were all fake and looked fake, and they were stupid looking.
Yeah, you were like, well, I mean, everybody knew.
Us.
Everybody knew when I was a kid that wasn't the real Santa.
Yeah.
Because you were like, hey, he's got a fake beard. And like, bad. I remember one Santa that had like a piece of like fabric that had been like cut with the mouth cut out of it. And like, it was like a piece of carpet almost. And we were like, that doesn't even look like a beard. It's like, it's Sears, kid.
Did you get that at a beard remnant store or something?
Yeah,
it
really was. I mean,
leftover beard
maybe
somewhere?
it was just where we grew up, because I grew up in a small town. So did Pat.
Yeah.
And, we went to Sears. And that's where we, and you were like, we need a washer and dryer.
And
pair
go
of
see
durable
Santa.
clothes, and here's Santa. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, now every Santa you go to is like, then they're great.
Yeah.
They're great. And so you have a hard time, not telling your kids that that's not really Santa, that the other Santa's busy, that's just Santa's helpers, and they don't even really ask. That's Santa. Anyway, this guy had a fake beard, and God bless him. He's coming down, and he's stuck up there for 40 minutes. And now imagine, this is the mall bringing him in and making a very big deal. So the mall is packed. Santa's going to make a grand entrance. He comes out of the ceiling and starts to go down. And now he's dangling over all of the kids. And he's like, ho, 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 ho. Holy cow, we're stuck. For 40 minutes, he's stuck there. And he could have taken off the beard, and then they could have continued to do it, because it was his beard that was tangled and it was pulling up and coming off. And he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to wreck the...
That's great.
Isn't that neat?
That's a great story.
Yeah.
It's a really good story.
It is.
Now I can tell you about the person in London who was just sucker punched. It was a woman walking down the street and just sucker punched in the head and knocked out.
That's not nearly as nice.
It's not
story,
nearly as
actually.
It's not nearly as nice.
No.
Did he do it for like Rudolph or any other Christmas tradition? Misread the mistletoe?
No.
Is it
No. But Santa didn't take off his beard for the kids.
Yeah. Isn't that nice?
Isn't that great?
It's so great.
You can see it's a really amazing thing. You can see this thing as Santa is coming down. You can see the video up on the Blaze, and it's pretty remarkable. All the kids, and the lights are going, and all the kids are, yay! And then Santa, getting ready to fall to his death. It's like, Santa's stuck in the air.
That had to be a little traumatic for the kids.
Not if Santa kept his humor.
Yeah. Man, I would have taken, if that was me playing Santa, I would have taken off my beard so fast. I would not. I'm not playing that game.
Let's stop. Let's stop talking about Santa for a second, and let's start talking about the parents.
Mm-hmm.
You're there in a crowd, screaming kids. I mean, I don't want to stand in the line for Santa. I mean, it's like, really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Santa, wreck the magic of Santa stuff if you go see Santa. I just want the stupid picture, because you're supposed to take the stupid picture. But I have no patience for standing in the line that lasts forever, and Santa's always feeding his reindeer when you want to go, and so you have to hang out at the mall a little longer, and it's just like, oh, geez, for the love of Pete. So imagine now, you're standing there for 40 minutes, and Santa's up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, just shoot him down. I don't care. Just get him down. Shoot him down. He's wearing a red suit. We can still prop him up in the chair. You won't notice it. It's fine. Just get him down on the ground. I want to go home.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Shot to the chest. He's wearing a red suit. What?
Shoot him down.
What?
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea.
Come on. You're telling me that if you would have been with your screaming kid at some point, because they're all excited and everybody's really excited, and at some point after 40 minutes,
Oh, after
And
2
everybody
minutes, I'm
is-
saying, kids, we're going home.
you couldn't leave.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah, I could and would. We're going home. Santa's stuck. We're going home. I'm sure he'll be
Daddy,
fine.
what happened
We'll
to
come back
Santa?
later after they get Santa untangled. And or another day when Santa doesn't get tangled in the first place.
Okay, now here's the deal. Santa, how did Santa get tangled, Daddy?
Isn't he magic? Can you get that
Not
beard
that
out of
Santa.
there?
That Santa's stupid.
That's a Santa helper.
That's a stupid Santa helper.
Yeah, that's all.
I think I would have done that too. I think I would have said, "We're going home." You
Yeah.
know, but
Yeah, no
then,
way do I
but
wait
then,
40
can I tell you
minutes.
something? Then honestly, here's what happens. Let's go home. What do you say we just go home? Mm-hmm. And then the voice inside says, "But wait a minute, Santa might fall. I mean, you're going to miss that. That'd be something you'd remember forever."
Really strange.
And then you'd be like, "But the kids would see it too." And then you'd have to explain Santa fell to his death. It might wreck Christmas for all time. Yes, but if I got it on video in the right angle, I could win that $100,000 prize from the video show that I think that's still on, isn't it?
A dark vision of the holidays.
Very.
You've already
very.
talked about killing intentionally Santa Claus, and then also
Not intentionally. It's his
Hoping-
fault.
not if you shoot him.
No,
and
it was his fault for getting stuck. We got things to do, Santa. It's the Christmas season.
We're going to shoot you
Okay,
down.
out of everybody, you should know. Only 17 more shopping days till Christmas. Mm-hmm. You should know. We're all on a schedule. Come on, fat man, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he might not die.
if you shoot him,
Yeah.
what's
Still be
true?
alive. We just want him down from dangling.
Right. Yeah.
Why would shooting him make that happen anyway? If his beard was
You have
stuck-
to shoot him with a high impact bullet. You have to shoot him with something, and that's the problem. That's probably why they didn't
Should it
do
be
this in
hollow
London.
point,
Hollow
or-
point,
yeah.
or a 50 caliber round, something that really
I think a
pushes
50
him
cal would
off
have
of
the impact to get the
cal
beard
would have
off the cable.
right.
Yeah.
You might have to cover the hole that the kid would have to sit in.
Yeah.
I'm rethinking he might not die statement now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you're going to
Probably
use
will.
a 50 caliber, but who has one in England? Just a simple hollow point. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's England. Nobody even has that. Just throw a baseball bat at him.
Like you would a kite that's stuck in a tree. Right?
No, I cut the kite loose and we move on. Yeah, that's what I do. So that's probably, you know what? Thank you.
Yeah, we move
That's
on.
a better idea.
We move on. We're
Kids,
going home, kids.
that Santa is stuck up there. We're moving on. Here's
on.
another Santa.
It's interesting. So you're kind of conflicted in this situation on whether you're going to selfishly leave and ruin your kid's Christmas or stay for the violent fall of Santa Claus.
No, come on. You know there was somebody in that crowd. And
Yeah.
nobody with a kid, because you were immediately thinking Santa could fall, and that would be very bad. I mean, it would be very bad on multiple levels, but that would pretty much spoil Christmas, maybe for the rest of your child's life.
Yeah, that story is told in a therapy session.
That's
later in life, clearly.
that's a 3-year-old story that you're in therapy for the rest of your life on.
Sure.
I remember the first time I saw Santa, he fell to his death.
Mm-hmm.
That would be.
Yeah,
Can
it's
you
not good.
imagine this mall? This mall must have been insane. This mall must have been like, good God, don't drop Santa. Can you imagine?
Yeah, that's going to screw you up. That's that makes the normal stories of childhood abuse sound they're minor in comparison.
Okay, so then let me take it here. If you wouldn't have taken your child out, you were running the risk of doing that. So weren't you a really bad parent?
Wait, what do you? If you wouldn't take your child,
If you wouldn't take your child out, if you didn't take your child, because everybody had to think, what happens if Santa falls? I mean, it's not America. I mean, it's not India where, 15,000 people die on the train tracks every year, but I mean, what happens if Santa falls? Would you have thought of that?
Yeah.
I would have.
It would have figured into my decision to leave. Yeah, First of all, I don't want to wait that long. I don't have the patience for it.
No.
Secondly, I don't want the kids to see Santa fall.
I may not have gotten any farther than I'm not standing here. See that fat man being cut down.
No.
Would you have stayed or left, Sarah?
I'm with Pat. I have no patience. I would have left.
Yeah, you got to leave.
I like that you guys are all choosing the option because of your own selfish situations, not because of
Oh, yeah.
either
No,
Santa
because
or
the
your
kids
child.
don't
Absolutely. There's no question about it.
No.
As will you once your
Look,
kid
the
is
whole holiday season.
done
once your
being
kid-
cute and 1 year old. I mean,
Once you do the Santa thing once, you're pretty much done.
pretty well set.
I'm good.
Set for life. Now, I would guess Zach at this age is probably scared to death of Santa, right?
He had a Santa picture last year.
He did?
in which he
But he was.
Yeah, but he was
He
like
was,
he
yeah,
was
a couple
still,
months
he was
old.
a fetus.
Yeah.
he was not really a fetus at that
You
point.
had your child removed from your wife's belly so she didn't stretch her stomach skin out. I know that happened.
He was in about the 4th and a half trimester, right?
Pretty sure he was a baby at that point.
Stu was like, I am not having a fat wife or a wife whose stomach has been stretched out at all. I want it out in the first or maybe middle of the second trimester.
I don't.
And the doctors were like, I don't think that's wise. And he said, do it, or I cut your feet off, Doc.
It's not exactly the way
That's
the
not how
story
it
went, but
I heard it from Obama. I heard it from Obama. It's
Yeah.
people like you that have to be stopped.
That's why we have Obamacare.
That's right.
thankfully, but yeah, no, he has not shown signs of being terrified by any of these things yet.
Oh, he will.
I probably will.
Oh, he will.
He has not shown it
Wouldn't
yet.
you be? I mean,
Yeah.
think of this. You're, what, 24 inches tall? And you see this giant, lumbering, red, fat man coming at you?
Well, yeah, and
with
your
a
parents are
beard
saying-
and the...
Yeah, go sit on the lap of that guy.
Here's a
That
stranger.
sounds like a good idea. Hey,
Here's
that's
a
way to get
stranger.
your,
Put
your life started off right.
You
He's
don't
gonna
know
talk
him.
to you about toys and give you candy. Mom, Dad, that's everything you told me to avoid. What situation are you putting me in?
Yeah, but he's magical, so
Yeah, but
Go
he
sit
can,
on his lap.
But he
Any-
can fly. Dad, Mom, I think you're only strengthening my case.
any large man who claims he's magical, sit on his lap. That's the lessons we're teaching our kids.
Especially if they've been cut down by the police in the public square.